Pounamu is the Māori name for greenstone. It is the godstone of our Māori people. There is desire in the story of the stone, Pounamu, the sacred stone, the godstone of the people. There is loss, there is hope, there is longing. Fire and tears fleck its hardness and its beauty. Passion, conquest and love reveal in waiata and legend. From Pūtoto, god of magma, constantly seeking pathways through the mantle of the earth, Pounamu, descendant of Tangaroa, who desires the beautiful Waitaiki and kidnapped her for his own. Tamāhua, her husband, whose unrelenting pursuit leads him to Pounamu's shore and to Wāhi Pounamu. Realizing that Tamāhua would not rest until he reclaimed Waitaiki, Pounamu decided the only way to keep her forever was to turn the woman into his essence. The Taniwha transformed Waitaiki into Pounamu, laid her down within the riverbeds of the Arahura River, and slipped downstream past the waiting Tamāhua. The place of greenstone, from them all we are gifted this treasure.
Kia ora, I just want to begin by introducing yourself and where we are today.
No whiti toko papa, no maniapoto toko mama, ko John toko ingoa. I guess we are at Tūhono Taonga, Tūhono Tāngata, our carving space in Christchurch here. So this is our little wee teaching area where we work with whānau and we teach people how to work with Pounamu. Yeah. I guess like I've been in the carving industry for quite a few years now. It's coming up to 20 years. So I was just starting my journey, right? Just started. But like 20 years as a carver, and it's really been about relationships. You have to build and form relationships. I met my wife through this journey here at Pounamu. So it's a connection, right? It always comes down to the idea of connection, and that's hence in the name Tūhono, which is connect. Connect the people, connect the stone.
Pounamu itself, right? Can you just speak about the origin of it, or what it was used for in the past, and kind of how it became a gifting of sorts today?
Yeah, of course. So I mean, we're talking about the pūrākau of here Pounamu, that it does have whakapapa. So, Pounamu in itself is directly related to Tangaroa. So being one of Tangaroa's grandchildren, it has a higher bloodline than our own life. Because, Tāne himself is the younger brother of Tangaroa. So it's like, oh, okay, so it's tuakana, and it has that sort of reverence, and it sits a little bit higher, a little bit elevated, in that realm. So we have this reverence for it. Pounamu, and there's only a few cultures in the world when we talk about the reverence of Pounamu, and Māori, and then there's Chinese. They have a similar sort of, I wouldn't say similar, but they have a reverence for Pounamu too, jadeite, jade, or beautiful, and of course the Aztec culture. So, there's, I remember writings or reading writings about, oh, we'll show you where that yellow stuff is, but we're not showing you where our taonga is, right, So I'm like, okay. So, but for us, we used it as currency. It was a form of currency. It was a way of trading. It was a trading source because of how hard it was. It wasn't just hard; it was super tough. So the fibers in itself, when you look at it at a microscopic level, so I've been told because I haven't looked at it through a microscope yet, but that it felt like this and it entangles like this, so it's quite tight. The grain of it, so it holds itself really, really well, like that. Whereas many other stones, they've got this sort of thing happening, and I don't know the geological terminology for this, but I mean they have this sort of thing happening, so it's not as strong because it's not interlocked. So your Pounamu is interlocked, and you can almost see it when you're looking at a piece of Pounamu. You can see that it just travels. The grain just travels like rako, like wood, just like, oh yeah, okay, and it gets interwoven, and it kind of looks like a river or a stream or something like that, because that's what it's doing. It's interlocking. That's where the strength comes from, and that's hence why we used it for a variety of different things, and that's hence why it was given such an elevated status.
Ko te hira te maunga, ko whangaparawa te awa, ko kauaitango he te hapu, ko apanui te tangata, ko tauira mai tawhiti me mātātua, me horauta ngā waka, ko hana Rachel Manuel tōku mama, ko Cliff Wainga tōku papa, and ko Hunia Hiri Wainga tōku ingoa. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Yeah, my name is Hunia. Been carving about coming up 2 years now. It's been the light of my life, really. It pulled me out of the darkness that I was in, gave me purpose, gave me strength. Yeah, Pounamu, I can get quite emotional because it's my lifesaver, really. Teaches me lots, constantly about myself, doing self-reflections. It's my healing tool. Yeah, like I said, it saved me.
So can you just explain the tuki design and the significance of that?
The tuki, if I go back to its origins, I was actually talking with Matua the other night about it, is that I realised that this tuki form originated outside of Aotearoa, is that it came from Hawaii, I guess. Our first place where we left to go find the rest of the world. The tuki itself, like I was saying, the tool goes back to, we used it to cut down trees. Once we had found and selected a tree that was good enough to carve a waka, we would use the tuki to cut and fell trees. And then from there, we would take that tuki, same one, put it on another piece of rako, and then now we would chisel our kanu, our waka, into its shape. And then more chisels, more tuki were made to do different indents, so carving out the inside of the waka for where everyone's going to sit. The tuki was used. Then all the designing on the sides, the tuki was used. It was the same, so the origins of it span a lot back further than New Zealand Māori, and I think that it's cool because we have adapted to it and we've utilised it and we still maintain to use it, and it's still relevant today as it was the day it arrived here. So I see it as a big symbol of strength, courage, giving us the idea to sail further than our horizons that we see, that there was that kind of thought, what's out there, there's something beyond that, and our people were curious, so the tuki allowed us to take on those challenges and venture further than our eyes could see.
So at this stage now, what we're actually getting into is the blessing. So now that we've got our taonga already and finished for its recipient who it's going to, we actually want to send it off with good intentions, and we don't want any bad spirits, any bad intentions in this place. And when we're doing our blessings for mountains, so like dunking the taonga in the awa, because it's a way of cleansing, giving it a fresh start, even though it's been through a lot of muddy off beyond the truck and hand sanding, polishing. Now it's actually set and ready in the last final stages of its form to leave me. So before it leaves me, I'm actually going to breathe some more life into it by citing this karakia, giving its purest intention for the wearer and the person who's going to carry this, because I want this to guide them, nurture them, be a source of strength that they can lean on. So what I'll do now is I'll actually go through our karakia. Manakitia tēnei taonga, kei tēnei taonga, te mana o te tangata, Kia kina te tangata e mau ana e tēnei taonga, haumi e hui tai ki. So the translation to this karakia is, care for this taonga. This taonga has mana, the mana of the person. Guide this person who wears this taonga. Let us draw breath together.